Hey guys, I'm at a property because I'm not done yet this year. I'm not done yet, yo. I'm at the salad bowl today because they called me not too long ago, well, a few weeks ago, and I said I had to work it in my schedule. Can you believe I have to work something in my schedule because I'm busy? Isn't it supposed to be the end of the year? Yeah, I gotta tell you, mowing's pretty much done, but look at this. You think that could use some work? I think it could. I might ask them if they want it done. But today we're not here to fix a fence. We're here to do a cleanup. So the salad bowl, you guys know I mow this one regularly. But they called me and they said they wanted me to take care of this. 1, 2. Look at these guys. 3. All of this stuff that's growing up into the fence. They want me to take care of that. Let's see here, what else we got over here. And this, actually, I cut this down every single year. It grows up and I cut it down. It's a big old tree. I actually cut this tree down some time ago. You can see these stumps. Yeah, see, I did that. I cut those off, but it was just too big for me to take out. So I just cut it down every year, and they want me to take these branches away. They want me to get all this cleaned up. All that cleaned up. So I'm gonna do that for them. I want to get this cleaned up for them. These little wild trees. Wild stallion trees. There we go. So that's what I'm going to do today for them. I'm going to get those trees taken care of, those wild stallion trees, at the salad bowl. And then I'll see what the check looks like, because I told them I'd probably do a last mow on them. I said I'd come out here for 2 hours, I'd work on that, and then I'd do the last mow. So we'll see what this check is. If it includes the mow, then I do the mow. If it doesn't include the mow, then I don't do the mow. Let's see what we got. Appreciate you guys coming along with me. Let's see what we got. Oh, there it is. There's the check. And it's in an envelope. I'm going to try and hold you guys and open this check. See what it is. Because I got to know what I'm doing before I get started. Might change the way I do things. Here it is. It's $120, so it looks like I'm going to be doing some mowing today. And I'm going to get this cleaned up. So good. That's a good payday for me. So I'll spend a couple hours plus a mow, which is usually about 30 minutes. So 2.5 hours, and then I'll be on to my next leaf cleanup. And hey, I want to tell you guys something. I may not be doing a lot of mowing right now, but I can find work, as you know, I'm showing you that. But I can still do a lot of work. It means I'm still using gas. I'm seeing some videos out there, and they're doing like stay build, they're winterizing their equipment, and that's great. That is great. They can definitely winterize some, of course, but my stuff is so basic that I feel like I've always got to have gas on hand, because I'm always going to be using it in some way, because I'm going out and finding this extra work, or the work is coming to me. So I'm not using stay build. So what do? How do I keep from having like a lot of excess gas on hand? Well, it's actually quite simple. It's like the way my wife grocery shops. She only buys enough food for 2 weeks. So what I do is I apply that, and I say I'm only going to buy enough gas for a week, because I don't know if I'm going to be able to use it. And then maybe that last bit I'll put a little bit of stay build or something in there. But honestly, I've never done that before, and I've been all right. Maybe it doesn't get cold enough down here. I don't know. I mean, in just a couple months, gas doesn't go like bad in just like a couple months around here. So as long as you're using it, as long as you're rotating your stock, that's what we'd say in my other job, rotating the stock, you're probably pretty good. So anyways, guys, you guys have seen it before, and I'll get this done and I'll give you guys an after, okay? And then we'll move on to the leaf cleanup. So we'll see you on the other side. Alrighty guys, I've got everything pretty much trimmed up, and this is what my trailer looks like. You know, when I did the first video, it probably didn't look like that much, and it really isn't, but it's so fluffy and everything, and the trees are so big, and I don't have the biggest trailer. So it looks like it's filled up. So I'm gonna strap it down. I got the lawn all edged up, and in the back I've blown all the leaves out. So I'll take you back there. This is kind of like a little over halfway point. I'm about an hour and a half into the job. I bet about 2.5 hours. So I got an hour left, and pretty much all I have to do is mow. So I've tried to take as much off of this fence as possible, like this viney stuff, with my weed eater. Now, I don't recommend that you just like throw caution into the wind when it comes to weed eating on the fence. But what I did was I just took my weed eater all the way across, just, you know, up and down, turned it sideways as if I was edging, and tried not to smack the fences as little as possible. But I don't necessarily recommend that, but that's what I did with this fence. And here, see, it's actually grown up into the fence, so what I would have to do to get that completely off is I would have to actually take these boards off and then cut it across. There's a little bit of delay on my phone, so I'd have to cut it across. So I'm not equipped right now to take those boards off, so maybe one day I'll come and lop that thing completely off, but we'll see. I'm guessing they're probably going to want to take this fence down, is my guess. See, here's one that's really bad. See how that is? It's just, that's not going to happen. So anyways, I just lopped it off. The tree is gone. Over here in this corner, I took all the vine off of the fence back here, lopped everything off at the ground. There's a little stump right there. And then now this is actually going to be easier for me because I never really liked mowing around this area because I couldn't really see much. But you know, that was in the realm of cleanup, which I'm doing today. And then I've blown as many leaves as possible into the center of the yard. And then I'm going to take my Honda HRX 217 and I'm going to make multiple passes over this until the majority of the leaves are mulched up. Now, I got a little story about the HRX 217. The other week I was doing a property that I've done hundreds of times. I say hundreds, but over 100 times. And I was mowing around the sprinkler system. I did not hit a sprinkler head, but I did hit something. Wham! And then my mower just starts going, wah! And I was going crazy. I was like, oh my gosh, what the heck just happened? There's nothing in this yard ever. And I didn't know what I hit. I thought I hit something, which I obviously did, but anyways. So I'm looking around and I see this water meter. I'm like, oh my gosh, did I hit the water meter? How is that even possible? That's supposed to be below ground. But what had happened was, my hand's shaking. The water company came out, replaced that water meter, and just left it in the yard, and I couldn't see it because I mow a little tall, so I couldn't even see it, and I wasn't expecting anything in the ground. Like I said, I mowed this over 100 times. I really don't have to walk the lawns, but maybe I do need to start walking lawns, even the ones that I'm most familiar with, to make sure that there's nothing in there, but that's time. So, you know, anyways, my 217, it's not out of commission, but it's trash in my opinion now. But I'm going to use it to mulch up these leaves, and I don't know what the fate of that is. Now I got a little bit more work to do over in this corner. Everything was all grown up. I took my pole saw and I just kind of took everything off, but as you can see, I forgot that, so I'll bring my loppers back, lop that off, and get rid of all these scragglers. I blew out all the leaves and everything, well, as much as I possibly could, and blew it all in the yard, and it's all over there where you saw it over there. Over here with the grill, I just took my weed eater over these rocked areas. I know that's dangerous, so you got to be very, very careful when you do this, but I just took my weed eater and just went over the top of it. Nothing should really grow back going in the winter season, but in the springtime it's going to be a mess again. Same thing over here. In the beginning of the season this year, I actually sprayed all of this and it killed, but then it grew back pretty well. The same thing, just took my weed eater very, very carefully, making sure I'm not going to throw rocks at windows and stuff. But it did throw a couple rocks, but you know, the risk is relatively low. So anyways, guys, I'll give you a finished product, probably just like some pictures, something like that. I don't know, maybe I'll do a video on it, but I'm going to finish this up and I'm going to head on to my next property, and it looks like I'm going to make some dough on this one. So I will see you on that side, on the finished side, the purdy side. As I got a finished product for you. This area wasn't so bad. It never is. But I'm sure you guys are most interested in the leaves. How'd that turn out? Well, you tell me, guys. How did that turn out? Does it look like just a bunch of leaves spread out? Maybe. But I'll get down here in the dirt of it so you can kind of see. So yeah, that big pile of leaves, it mulched up pretty good. And what I did, I actually usually what I do when I mulch leaves, I set the top of my mower at a 1/2 inch higher than the front. I'm gonna sit down here on the shelter, as my daughter would say it. All dramatic. But yeah, I usually set my mower a 1/2 inch higher on the front, and then I do on the back, and that allows for it to kind of, you know, give it a rake kind of thing. But I never was 100% satisfied with that. But I was watching NW Lawns yesterday, and he set his 1 inch, and I got to tell you, we got the same mower, the HRX 217, and it really did a fantastic job. Even though I don't like the mower overall, it really does mulch very, very, very well when it's dry leaves. It did really, really well. So anyways, I just kind of want to share that with you guys. I'll give you guys the rest of the finished product, and that's going to be a wrap. I'm thinking about doing some previews instead. You know, start getting these videos out in advance and doing some previews, so maybe the videos might be shorter, I don't know. But something I wanted to tell you guys is you guys really need to go out and check out the lawn care juggernaut, because some of you guys have been around YouTube for a few years, like maybe 5 years, 6 years, maybe even longer than that. You might recall a guy called Greg Chisholm, Geek to Freak, right? The Juggernaut had him on his channel. So if you've never seen Geek to Freak, you need to go over to the Juggernaut and get a glimpse of the legendary Geek to Freak. Let me tell you guys, there's a lot of us that wish he was back. Juggernaut's asking that you comment if you'd like to see the Freak back on YouTube. Then you need to put a comment in there. I'm willing to do whatever it takes, short of breaking the law or sin, to bring the Freak back. So anyways, go over to the Lawn Care Juggernaut, watch that video with Geek to Freak. If you've never seen him, I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised. And if you miss the Geek to Freak, you're going to be delighted to see him. I know it delighted me. So anyways, that's going to be a wrap for this particular video. For the most part, I'll continue on, maybe add a little tune while I give you the ending result.